Hello guys, welcome back to the show. Trump is not the problem. The mainstream media like CNN is the threat to democracy. We have a lot to unpack in this show, so please stick around. The MAGA Republican Party has so degraded in morals that they now want to be the only ones allowed to use violent political rhetoric. They want to let Trump and his cult members say whatever they want about whomever with impunity. At the same time, they call out any Democrat who dares to call Trump a threat to democracy.
Well, just moments ago, Donald Trump put on X a statement, and I'll read that out to you. It goes a little bit longer. I have the full one for you here. He says, the rhetoric lies and exemplified by the false statements made by Comrade Kamala Harris during the rigged and highly partisan ABC debate and all of the ridiculous lawsuits specifically designed to inflict damage on Joe's, then Kamala's, political opponent, me, has taken politics in our country to a whole new level of hatred, abuse, and distrust. Because of this communist left rhetoric, the bullets are flying, and it will only get worse.
So, Trump, the perpetrator-in-chief of political violence, is falsely suggesting that Democrats' rhetoric made those crazy individuals try to assassinate him. You even have J.D. Vance saying this.
We can disagree with one another, we can debate one another, but we cannot tell the American people that one candidate is a fascist, and if he's elected, it is going to be the end of American democracy.
That was rich. My blood boils to hear him open his mouth and spew such nonsense. This senator fabricated a story about migrants eating pets in his home state. This terrorized his constituents and caused schools to close due to bomb threats. J.D. Vance should start by lecturing Donald Trump. Trump must tone down his rhetoric. Trump is the chief perpetrator of political violence.
It's a choice between communism and freedom. This is communist, this is Marxist, this is fascist. This is a radical left Marxist, communist, fascist. She's a Marxist, she's a fascist. Comrade Kamala Harris. Comrade Kamala Harris. If Comrade Kamala Harris gets 4 more years, you will be living a full-blown banana republic ruled by an anarchy and a tyranny. They're scum. They're scum, and they want to take down our country. They are absolute garbage.
Trump and J.D. Vance are not running a campaign on any policy agenda. They are running a campaign of lies, grievances, and fear. They have no idea how to govern, and frankly, they have no interest in governing. All they care about is power and control, because they are indeed a threat to democracy. As a matter of fact, they are anti-policy or anti-anything productive. MAGA Republicans, as usual, defend Trump. They deflect with whataboutisms or false equivalencies. They say both sides should tone down the rhetoric.
All right, Scott, so we should take the rhetoric down a notch, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Including Trump's.
I think it would be great if everybody did. And I think it would be also great if everybody who has been describing Donald Trump in terms that they have, like Biden and Harris, would say, you know what? We went too far and we didn't mean it, but they're not going to do that. And so, yeah, I agree. I think every politician has a responsibility to cool it and take it down. And I think everybody should also look back on their own record and say, you know what? This wasn't great. And you all shouldn't have believed me when I told you that Trump was going to cause a bloodbath, rip up the Constitution, create a dictatorship, because that was too much. So, yeah, I think everybody should do that.
Well, I mean, one of the things is that the idea that Trump is exempt from this
no one's exempt.
For
no one's exempt.
The toning down. I mean, J.D. Vance seems to not remember that his own running mate also called Kamala Harris a
Yeah,
fascist.
he should be more precise. I totally agree with you.
The rhetoric gets hot. You have to remember when Donald Trump jumped into this race, he's probably the most insulted presidential candidate in American history. He's been called Hitler. He's been called anti-Semitic. He's been called all these things for sharing the same opinions that he had 20 years ago, but it's not politically convenient to the Democratic Party. So yeah, he gets frustrated from time to time. The rhetoric gets hot. We probably do need to cool it a little bit.
Scott Jennings and Brian Lanza are MAGA cultists. Their views don't surprise me at all, but I'm very disappointed in Abby Phillip, CNN, and the mainstream media for being MAGA enablers. They are MAGA enablers for platforming people like Scott Jennings and Brian Lanza.
Scott, so we should take the rhetoric down a notch, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Including Trump's.
I think it would be great if everybody did.
That question kind of implied to me that both Democrats and MAGA Republicans equally use violent rhetoric. To be clear, there is no false equivalency here. Only one side, the MAGA Republicans, use their kind of rhetoric. MAGA enablers like Scott Jennings shamelessly deflect to stupid whataboutisms or false equivalencies. They pose a threat to democracy, and the mainstream media is complicit by giving them a platform, thus giving legitimacy to dangerous MAGA talking points.
I agree with you. There is too much hate speech. I'm in total agreement with you, and I hear what you're saying. But I have to say, when I see what Democratic politicians say about Donald Trump, when I see what Democratic commentators say about Donald Trump, and their platform is built on a bunch of lies, frankly, that are designed to radicalize a political base, it makes me wonder, how much do they really care about the violence that you and I both agree is
Scott,
terrible?
I have that same question, for Trump, because you're talking about, okay, this is Donald Trump on September 10th. That's 6 days ago. If she ever got elected, she'd change it. It will be the end of our country. She's Marxist. He shared a social media video of Joe Biden tied up in the back of a pickup truck. He's called his political opponents vermin. Trump is not the best messenger for this, but it isn't.
Well, you're a pretty good messenger when you get shot and then nearly get shot again. I think that makes you a fairly credible messenger.
Is that true? Is Trump the victim here? Let's discuss that next in the show.